What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of a new series on the channel. It's going to be a franchise. It's going to be one season franchise. We're just going to try and win the World Series. I would have a face cam right now, but I guess my computer didn't want to take my footage for that, so that'll be coming later. And I want to choose the New York Mets for this franchise, but I decided not to. I decided to just go with a random team instead, so I just scrolled down a little bit and found the Pirates. So we're going to be going with the Pirates for this franchise. And what we're going to be doing is going to be a fantasy franchise, so we're going to put on fantasy draft. And we also decided to go with allow legend free agents, so we're going to have a lot more players to choose from, and a lot of good players. And we also decided that 4-inning games is what it's going to be, just so that things can be a little quicker. And it turns out we have the 9th pick in the draft, so we're going to get a really good first pick. And what we see right off the bat is that Mike Trout is still available somehow, so we draft him immediately. And pick number 2, we went through quite a few people. We decided on Luis Gonzalez. We wanted a legend because there are the legend free agents, so we decided to go with Luis Gonzalez just because he was the best option for a lineup type player. And here we went through a couple players. We looked at Joey Votto, Robinson Cano, Lindor, and then we found Bryce Harper. So we obviously had to go with Bryce Harper, and that would create a terrific outfield for us with Trout, Harper, and Luis Gonzalez. Next, we decided that we needed a pitcher, and we didn't want to go with Warren Spahn because he's old as shit, but we did want another legend, so we went with Jack McDowell. Next pick, we looked at a bunch of different positions. We basically just went through all of them, looking at random players, and then we stopped at shortstop and looked at Aparicio, VR, Correa. They were all pretty good options, but then we went down to Xander Bogaerts and decided he would probably be the best option for the team, so we decided to pick him up. Next pick, we saw that Andrew Miller was still on the board somehow as a 96 overall, and we decided he would be a really good closer for the team, so we decided to pick him up. And next we saw we needed a first baseman, so we picked up the youngest guy we could. Those first 3 were pretty old. Next we just needed a starting pitcher, and we went with the highest overall, which would be Rich Hill. Next we looked at a couple positions, but we decided ultimately to go with a catcher, and that would be JT Realmuto, just because he was the top guy and he's also the youngest. Next up, we decided we needed another starting pitcher. We looked at Estrada and Waka, but then we decided that Marco Estrada would probably be the best option. Next, we looked through the lineup a little bit. We went between 3rd and 2nd, I believe, and we looked down at Yohan Moncada, but we actually knew that he would probably be available for our next pick, and then we looked at Martin Prado and chose him. And lucky enough, we went back to second base for the next pick, and Yohan Moncada was right there for the taking. So now that we had all of our lineup players situated, we decided to skip on and pick you guys up back when we had the full team together. Okay, so we're back, and we're working with the lineup. Now they're thinking Bryce Harper to lead off, which I am personally not. Thinking Bogaerts definitely. But we can have, should we put Trout here or here? Trout's fine there, I guess. We could have him there. Harper's good there, I would say. So we got Bogaerts, Harper, Mike Trout, Luis Gonzalez. Death row. Murderer's row out in the outfield. We got Justin Morneau, we got Eric Karros, JT Realmuto, Martin Prado, and Yohan Moncada. And on the bench we have Castro, Kana, Jason Worth, and Curtis Granderson. We're not going to use them, who cares? And for our pitching rotation, we have Ace Rich Hill, best pitcher in baseball, by far. Nobody can argue that. We have legend Jack McDowell, greatest pitcher of all time. No one can argue that. Go ahead, name a better pitcher. You can't. Time's up. Marco Estrada, Irvin Santana, and Julio Urias, who's going to be a pitcher. He is a pitcher. And in the bullpen, we have closer Andrew Miller, who is going to shut the door. And then we have all these guys, and who cares? A lot of good teams, but I know that the Pirates, the fantasy Pirates, maybe don't call them that, but the Pirates are going to win every single game guaranteed. That's a money back guarantee, but I'm not going to give you your money back. That's going to do it actually for this episode. Leave a like if you think that we can win the World Series, and leave a comment of all the players, all of your favorite players that I didn't draft, and I will tell you to shut up. No, I won't. And also subscribe if you're new, and if you're interested in seeing this series and every other series that I've made ever, which is one other one. So, see ya.